5, 4, 3, 2.
I know you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me.
Welcome back to Kickin' It Live.
Today we'll look at food delivery, fencing, Trainer Tom, and Valentine's Day.
Gather up your change and bills this weekend to contribute to Student Council's Change for Change next week.
6th period classes will compete through their donations for a chance to win a pizza or donut party.
Last year, Mrs. Niecamp's 6th period class won by donating $530.
This year, the winning class will divide the money up between Run the Race, Honor Flight, and the Ronald McDonald House.
Yesterday, Upper Arlington Food Service announced the results of its food survey.
The school cafeteria will be making changes as a result of the survey starting next week.
Changes include a salad bar offered daily, build your own hot sandwich, yogurt parfaits, and healthy grab-and-go snack packs.
Plus, the menu will now be posted on weekly to Schoology. Another food option that students and staff have been taking advantage of is food delivery.
Having food delivered directly to the school has become a popular way to eat lunch while staying inside. We talked to Teresa Morley about how often she sees it and the process she goes through.
Some days we have 3 or 4 in a day, so could be 10 to 12. It's been paid for. The driver will leave it, and we just leave it on the bench for the kids to pick up. If it's not been paid for, that's more challenging. If it needs signed for it, sometimes I'll sign. Then I give the driver the tip that I think they deserve.
This trend hasn't been the most popular with everyone at the high school. Recently, the cafeteria has been trying to attract more students back to the lines.
Well, one of the things we've actually seen in the last couple of months, we've actually seen an increase in our participation in the cafeteria. And so one of the things that we recently did, our goal is that the students eat with us in the cafeteria. We want them to be able to visit with us each day. And so even one of the things we recently did prior to winter break is we did a survey with the students. Because if we do have students that are purchasing, either going out to eat or if they're having items being delivered to them, we really want to see what they're looking for and what we can change in the cafeteria to be able to meet those needs.
I think it is a good thing, especially this time of year. So the students don't necessarily have to drive to go out, especially if the weather is bad. It just depends, especially if it's lunchtime, it works out great. Students are here on time to pick up their food. It's frustrating when they are not here and the driver has to wait for them.
This has been Spencer Reeder for WARL.
If your favorite restaurant doesn't deliver, no worries. Uber's Uber Eats app will deliver food to you from a variety of eateries, including the Little Donut Shop, El Vaquero, and Moretti's.
The Upper Arlington Civic Association is collecting nominations for the Golden Apple Award to celebrate outstanding educators in Upper Arlington.
The nomination form can be found on the Civic Association website, uaca.org, and the deadline for submissions is March 31st.
Tickets are now on sale for the highly anticipated winter musical, The Wizard of Oz.
The show runs February 23rd through the 26th. Tickets to Oz are available at uavocalmusic.org.
Also coming up is the UAHS Talent Show on March 3rd.
If you're interested in auditioning, you can do so live on Tuesday, February 14th from 5:30 to 7:30 in the Little Theater, or submit a video to the Talent Show Audition Schoology group before Friday, February 17th.
Now let's kick it to Lex and Odd Dog with some sports news.
Tuesday. That means pink and red. Also, black and gold Wednesday. Throwback Thursday and Jersey Friday.
DM the Bear Den on the days you are repping the spirit wear for a chance to be in the pep rally on Friday.
The boys and girls swimming bears are hosting sectionals tomorrow. Girls begin at 9 and the boys are at 4.
Diving will be on hiatus until districts on the 18th.
Swimming will also be at districts, which is at OSU, and states will be on the 24th and 25th in Canton, Ohio.
There's still one place where it's okay to wield a sword. If you're foiled by this statement, I have the deeds.
The mezzanine in the high school is seen as a mystery to many students. What is it really used for? Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 7, the fencing club practices their skills. They begin the first half of the year focusing on coordination drills, warm-ups, and learning how to fence. The second half of the year is focused more on technique, open fencing, and preparing for tournaments some of the fencers attend. Senior Captain Olivia Moreau spoke with us about the tournaments the club is involved in.
Tournaments are like probably once or twice a month that you can go to. You don't have to. Like the Arnold Fencing Classic is in March, and usually a lot of people go to that. We have a high school championship April 1st coming up, and so we're hoping to do pretty well at that. Usually we don't fence against a lot of other high schools. We fence like more individual people, and so we fence against different clubs like Columbus Fitness and Fencing and Royal Arts Fencing Club.
Fencing Club is a way to stay active and also earn your graduation requirement flex credit. This has been Lexi Murray for WARL.
Interested students can join Fencing Club. Listen to the morning announcements for meeting times or contact Senior Captain Olivia Moreau.
Tuesday was gymnastics senior night, and the team won the overall meet against Westland, Franklin Heights, Grove City, and Central Crossing. Plus, each girl also placed individually.
Last night was wrestling senior night against Kaufman, and some highlights were individual match wins by Slade Morley, Jesse Bowers, Dante Landolfi, and David Sahomagnon.
Wrestling will be competing at the All-North Tournament at Dublin Jerome tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Upper Arlington athletic trainer Tom Evans has some advice for our students to stay healthy and strong.
What are the most common injuries you see?
I would say probably strains and sprains, muscle pulls, ankle sprains and stuff.
And then what can people do to prevent strains and sprains?
Some of it's unavoidable. I mean, sports and competition, you just run into people or fall different or whatnot. But definitely by being in the weight room, and doing a lot of training, whether it's weight training, endurance training, neuromuscular training, all of that helps prevent injuries.
And then are there any sports that you see have more injuries than others?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess there's a couple ways to look at that. Football is our highest injury rate sport. Part of that is just the nature of football, and part of it is also football has more players. There's generally 100 to 120 kids in the program. So that one's fairly high. And then, honestly, the second highest injury rate sport would be women's soccer.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
No problem. Kicking it live!
An apple a day keeps Tom the trainer away.
The trainers are available for all student athletes and are happy to talk about any injury concerns. If you need to contact Tom, email tevans@uaschools.org.
Tonight is boys basketball and cheerleading senior night with a varsity doubleheader at home.
The girls' b-ball team starts off the evening facing Marysville at 6 p.m.
And the boys follow to take on Marysville at 7:30.
The game theme is country, and the Bear Den wants the student section repping the theme attire.
Now back to Spence and Em with lifestyle news.
The yearbook staff needs school clubs to submit photos.
If your club needs a photo, Norwester can send a photographer to take one of your club. You can submit your club photo or request a photographer by emailing norwester@uaschools.org.
Our Culture and Diversity Leadership Group is looking for participants to get involved with the Culture and Diversity Fair in March.
If your group would like to have a table at the fair, see Frau Fellinger, Madame Vebe, or Cindy Tang.
UAHS will celebrate culture and diversity school-wide during the week leading up to spring break.
We all know that one very special day is coming up next week, so our behind-the-scenes crew stepped in front of the camera to see what people are up to around the school this Valentine's Day.
This is a pretty limited selection. I'm kind of disappointed. Alright, this is what we got. It is the Star Wars 16 Valentines with 16 glow sticks. Includes 16 glow sticks to give to all your friends, which we're going to be doing. From the Kickin staff.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. There might be something inside.
Let's see what's inside. Let's see. Oh! Yes. Can I crack it?
Yeah. You should open it. I don't know what's inside. Yes.
Coach K.
Well, legit.
Hey, happy Valentine's Day from the Kickin staff. You guys should open these, see what's inside.
Thank you so much.
Happy Valentine's Day from the Kickin staff.
Hey, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's your favorite memory of Valentine's Day when you were younger?
Favorite memory was probably, I remember my teacher attached donuts to strings and hung them from the ceiling. We had to bite them without using any hands, and I enjoyed that.
My favorite Valentine's Day memory was probably our class parties in elementary school and decorating boxes and putting them in everyone else's box.
Probably putting little notes in each other's like cubbies, I guess.
Definitely eating Fun Dip with my friends in class in elementary school.
I had one of my first boyfriends, and for Valentine's Day it was a total surprise, and I received a stuffed panda bear, and I named him Bottles, and I slept with him for many, many years, and that guy and I are married today.
And what is your favorite part about Valentine's Day now?
Getting chocolate and candy.
This has been Evan Kowalski, Elise Schaefer, and Lily Walsh for WARL.
Thanks for spreading the holiday spirit, Lily, Elise, and Evan.
Mrs. Deal has our weekend update with details on Neil Schusterman's upcoming visit to UA.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Deal, the librarian here, and did you know that author Neil Schusterman is coming here to UAHS? He will be here all day on March 7th. He is a New York Times bestselling author, Challenger Deep, he actually won the National Book Award, and Scythe, his latest book, is on the bestseller list, and he just won the Prince Award for that. So, how can you meet him? Well, I'm having an essay contest. If you've read one of his books, there are prompts all over the school as well as on Schoology to write an essay to win lunch with the author. That's right, lunch with a best-selling author. Get those essays in by February 24th. We'll also be selling his books February 23rd and 24th. If you've read them, then you can come in and get one of his books and absolutely get it signed during your lunch period. So read, enter that contest, and come meet a great author.
Mrs. Deal is located in the first floor Learning Center if you have questions or need help with a research for one of your classes.
Next week, we'll take a look at Special Olympics, the snowy weather, and the return of carpool karaoke with some very special guests.
But until then,
stay quirky, UA.